Hello, everybody. Off to a really weird start already. I know I have the MLB The Show background in here, but if you haven't already seen the thumbnail or title of the video, this isn't going to really be a gaming video per se, but it's me venting some frustrations about the game you see in front of you, MLB The Show 23, particularly how they have handled online content this year. And what I mean by online content is the stuff with like the online modes. So ranked seasons, events, battle royale, how they've released cards into the game this year, and how I know it was an experimental year. I'm just gonna say that right off the bat. I understand they really went out and tried to do something different, which I can wholeheartedly appreciate. They were trying to give us something that they hadn't given us in previous years, and the idea was there, and to a certain degree, so is the execution. But the execution also just could have been way better. And I guess just to get it started, my first gripe has been events this year. Events, I'm going to pick up my controller here and go to the events so you guys can see what I am talking about. Because events this year has just been honestly fucking horrible. In past years, I've been a big event grinder. I remember when I first started playing MLB The Show in MLB The Show 2020, back in the COVID year, events was a grind, but it was something I was willing to do, especially with Moonshot. I remember I think I had 70 wins one time in Moonshot. Maybe because that event lasted a month, I'm not quite sure. But I remember having a lot of fucking wins. And the rewards were worth it, and so were the packs you would get along the way. Here, 95 overalls for 5 wins. I'm fine with that. Sorry if you guys see me keep pointing towards the camera here. I have notes on my phone for what I wanted to talk about, and my phone keeps kind of dimming, so I can't quite see it. The event rewind pack is fine, but when your event rewards for like 20 wins are a 97 overall card, that's not going to be used really at all. Especially at this point in the year with the amount of cards that we have available to us in the game. And even in the rewind pack, the rewards are 95s and 97s. I'm not the only person I've seen talk about this, but it's just something I want to touch on more. Not having 99 overall event rewards is severely killing this mode. It is terrible. And the incentives along the way, like 2 standard packs for 8 wins. Fine, 500 XP for 3 wins, that's barely anything. Like, this game mode has taken a severe dip in terms of the quality that has been brought to it. And just, it's overall just kind of boring. And I wish it wasn't like that. Because I want to have something to grind, especially when I'm not feeling like going to the more sweaty modes like ranked seasons or battle royale. But it's become impossible to really enjoy playing events. The only reason I would play events is because there might be a card that I want to do for a team build. But besides that, it's really just becoming something just utterly terrible. Like, this Jim Thome card, it's a good 95 overall card, but it's not an event reward. It shouldn't be an event reward. Maybe a program, maybe an early program card, but not an event reward. And that's my main thoughts on events. Next thing I want to talk about, especially because this just came out, is the battle royale this year. I am thankful that battle royale has become something where there's a program that you can grind out to where you can get the flawless pack without going flawless, because someone who is competitive but not overly good at this game, who hasn't been able to go 12-0 in years past, I enjoy still being able to use the 99 overall cards. But the rewards that came out for this reward path, and I know, like, obviously the silver's gold, I'm not talking about these like henchman packs along the way. Those don't matter. These are simply to fill your inventory. But let's look at these. The first one I want to look at is JT Realmuto. The only thing that makes this a 99 overall worthy card is his defense, because it's practically maxed out. But the hitting stats, compared to people like fucking, let's look at my team right now. Look at the hitting stats on 97 overall Mike Napoli. They are a million times better than JT Realmuto's. The only thing that makes him a 97 is his defense and speed. It's kind of the flip thing about JT Realmuto that makes him a 99. But I feel like, as logical as the reasoning for why he's a 99, to make him a BR reward and have those hitting stats, especially at this point in the year, maybe early on in the year, but at this point in the year as a set 3 card on the verge of it being season 4, I don't understand how this is supposed to appeal to me unless I'm a Phillies fan. I really don't. Dustin May, this card's not too bad. Not too many quirks for it being a 99 overall card. The stats aren't actually too bad in my opinion, and his pitch mix isn't bad. It's just honestly the lack of quirks. This card is probably the least of my gripes in terms of this round of Battle Royale. But just there could be more. Andrew McCutchen, we saw how his Retro Finest card was last year. It was one of the best cards in the game. It was a collection reward in case you didn't play. And it was an amazing card. Let's just be honest there. To now go to a 99 that has less than 100 power on either side, unless you parallel him between parallel 1 and parallel 3. He is not going to have 100 plus power for an MVP card. And it's not even maxed out clutch either. He has maxed out contact against lefties. He has alright speed, or I shouldn't say alright speed. He has pretty good speed and pretty good defense. The defense is what's making this card worth being a 99. That being said, let's say I am the average player, which I pretty much am. I'm average at best. Am I really gonna put in however many hours of time it takes to grind out this program just to get 100 flawless points and to unlock this pack, just to have it be a card that's alright? No. And it's another one of those things where the rewards should be more for the grind we are given to do. And just in between, I understand the henchman packs, these aren't meant to be super exciting. It's to pad the inventory a little bit. But just the rewards along the way are alright. 500 stubs, 2500 XP every now and then, which that isn't too bad in itself. 1500 stubs, okay, 1500 stubs. Some ballin' is a gold packs. Like, the stuff you're given in the middle of the program is alright, but not anything great. And again, for the long grind that you're given, it's terrible. And another thing that I just remembered that I've seen a lot of YouTubers complain about is the fact that this pack right here, as you can see on the screen, it's non-sellable. I was going to say no sell, but I was also going to say non-sellable, so my apologies. Let me try that again. It's non-sellable. So these cards, you can't profit off these. Which unless you go 12-0, this pack is not sellable. So you're stuck with these cards, which isn't the worst thing in the world at the end of the day. But to have the option to profit off these, especially if you're like me and don't think these cards are really that great and I'm not going to use them, I could sell them on the market to pad my stub count, which currently is at a pretty low stub count, relatively speaking. But it's just one of those things where there could be a lot more done with this, and I feel like they're going about the wrong things. Yeah, I think that's the main summary of what I was trying to get about for that one. And then we have ranked seasons Also, another instance where if you're in the program and you get the pack is non-sellable. So there's already an issue there. It's the same issue where the program pack is non-sellable. You can't sell any of these cards, which these are probably the best World Series rewards we've seen all season. This is probably the best Byron Buxton we've ever fucking seen. And again, it's just, I don't feel an overwhelming urge to grind this out. I have a bit of an urge to grind this out. So I guess ranked seasons right now isn't the biggest of my concerns, but overall this year, it hasn't been great. Because if you look back at other ranked seasons rewards, 99 Carlos Correa is one that comes to mind. He was all right, but there are definitely other shortstops in the game that are going to rival him that are free. Like a lot of the Player of the Month shortstops. I think Bobby Wood Jr. that just came out already rivals him, and he's technically an overall lower than him. And this one kind of suffers not to the as intense of a degree as Battle Royale, but it suffers from a similar case of boring incentives and just having boring rewards. Like this I understand pennant race, wild card, and championship series packs and cards aren't supposed to have, end game type of cards. This 95 Jose Quintana is not supposed to blow your socks off. It's just supposed to be something for those who are White Sox fans or people who like Jose Quintana and use him on lower difficulties. It's not meant for the long run. But at the same time, if I'm grinding out this program and you're telling me I need parallel XP with these cards, you're expecting me to put these in my lineup, which means I'm putting a 90 overall pitcher at 80 hits per 9 and 88 K per 9 in my lineup. You're telling me I'm putting a 90 overall, doesn't have 100 hitting in anything with 66 speed and gold fielding in my lineup, and you're telling me I'm supposed to try and win with that? Same here. Sub 100 contact, sub 100 clutch, maxed out power, but that PCI is going to be small as shit. Very poor defense. He's basically a DH, maybe a first baseman, since he has the first base secondary now. And as I said with Jose Quintana, sub 100 hits in K per 9, all right pitch mix, all right quirks, nothing special. It's just one of those things where it's like you can do so much more with what you're trying to do, and it's falling very flat. And like I was pointing out earlier, this is probably the best rewards we've had all year in terms of ranked seasons rewards, because there have been many seasons where I haven't wanted to grind ranked and I haven't wanted to grind Battle Royale. I've been staying strictly offline, which is not a great thing to do. It's not a good thing to make your gamer base want to do, is when you're not playing online, because it's just not fun. And that's another thing that's kind of an overall effect of what's happening, is that because it's suffering from all these things and it's falling short in all these like points, it's making these game modes boring. And that's where you don't get a lot of interaction and the game starts to lose a lot of its flavor per se. Now to kind of get a little more broad from specific modes, I'm going to kind of touch on the way the sets and seasons has kind of affected gameplay this year. One thing that I agree with in the community that has been said, again, by like other YouTubers and other people in like comment sections and stuff like that, is despite how exciting it is to have all these 99s in the game at once, and especially at the beginning of the year, we had so many 99s, we didn't know what to fucking do with them. But now it's like, okay, because you're giving us all these 99s right away, anything that's below that is immediately like obsolete and just inventory filler. So even like 97s are most likely, like, unless they're absolutely goated 97s, or you're using a whatchamacallit team. Like, this is my AL West grind team. Like, I have 97 Taylor Ward in there. In any other universe, I am not putting him in my team, because despite how good he is against lefties, he sucks against righties, and I need someone who's consistent. Porterhouse, he could make my team any day of the week if it wasn't for a couple other catchers. Tommy Wistella, it's kind of the same for him, but on the reverse stats as Taylor Ward. Mashes righties, sucks against lefties, and just too inconsistent. And another thing is that because we have all these 99s coming out, even the 99 rewards we have right now, because there are so many 99s already in the game, I could give you 10 99 pitchers that are better than Dustin May, and it gives you no reason to grind for a 99 overall pitcher that's going to take 100 points to get, because he's not even going to make your starting lineup. And same for Andrew McCutchen. He ain't going to make my starting lineup if I pick him out of the pack. JT Realmuto, I'm not starting him in a game over some of the other cards. I feel like even over his other 99 overall card. Let's check out his other overall 99 overall card. His hitting stats are already way better. Like, this was a set 1 card, so it was the beginning of the year. So this was tolerable for the beginning of the year. And, like, even now, I'm like, okay, these aren't great. And like, look at Mike Piazza. Tell me you're starting Mike Piazza, or you're not starting Mike Piazza over JT Realmuto. Either of his 99 cards. It's one of those things where, because of how much they're giving us at once, I shouldn't say the shelf life, but the lifespan of these cards, or of certain cards I should say, has been dramatically shortened, and I really think that's hurting the game. And another thing I want to note before I move on to like my last point that I have marked down here, and it actually kind of, at the time of this recording, this is going to be out after the Moonshot program releases tomorrow at the time of this recording, but look at August 18th, the Moonshot program and event. So Moonshot's coming back. Earn 99 overall Kyle Schwarber among 7 players. So in this program, or maybe the event, maybe we're finally getting 99 overall event rewards. Who knows? We're getting a 99 Kyle Schwarber. Now, if this were just hearing that part alone, that's not the bad part. The bad part is if we go in my extensive pack inventory, which I'm going to be opening all of these in the next video I record. Let me find it here. I think it's 24. There's already a 99 Kyle Schwarber in the game. Now, yes, he has this 99 Kyle Schwarber that's already in the game has 13 days at the time of this recording left in the game before he isn't usable anymore. But you're still giving 99s or multiple 99s to people when you could be doing other things with content this year if these cards were available all year round. Now, I know at the end of the year there's going to be there's going to be a season where all of these cards are available again, I want to say, or at some point every card's going to be available and there's not going to be a restriction on which cards you use. But then at that point, what do we do with the multiple 99 Kyle Schwarbers? The multiple does Ken Griffey have multiple 99s? He might. I know he has the 97 charisma, but like just the multiple 99 cards. Like, what are we supposed to do with those? Like, if they have multiple 99s, why? Just why? There are other cards who could easily deserve 99s in the game where you don't need to be duplicating 99s. And just, I don't know. It makes it weird. It makes it weird for me. I don't know. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys agree with me so far, or if there's other things that I haven't touched on that you guys think could be improved upon with content this year. The last thing I want to talk about is Team Affinity. Now, if you see here, I have 2 of the divisions done, a third almost done, and the other 3 are about halfway done. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say this is after, spending every single second of Team Affinity 3's existence playing this game. There have been stretches of time where I was not playing. But at the same time, I put in a fair amount of time into the Season 3. And I don't think I should only be this far. Maybe this is me just being a little bit of a whiny baby. Again, let me know in the comment section if I'm just going way over my head in this and I'm just being too dramatic. But I feel like the team affinity grinds this year have been way, way, way too demanding. Like, let's look at this so far. So I have done all 3 moments. Fine, there's 1,500. That's what, 7,500 points right there. Fine. Team build missions, captain stat missions. Like, I've done the showdown, the conquest, and a lot of exchanges. And yet, after all of that, and doing a shit ton of grinding, I'm only at 90%. And that's solely focusing on AL West. I haven't been able to focus on NL West, NL East, or AL East. And I just feel like with how much they're expecting you to grind out, I feel like there should be more options that don't involve exchanges where you're only getting 500 points for 5,000 increments. Like, there should be a lot more, like, things that you can do that aren't missions. Like, if there were more moments, I'd even be fine with that. If there were, you know, more modes that you could complete where you're not having to play 5 fucking mini seasons games just to get 4,000 points. Like, I understand they're giving us options, but those options either get boring or they're a lot. And I feel like there could be more done. And there is still time left in the year, so maybe they improve upon this as the Team Affinity seasons go on. But I feel like at this point in the year, we're approaching halfway through the game cycle. And it's just, there's a lot of stuff that's getting boring and repetitive because they're asking so much of us. And I feel like that's the overall encompassing theme of this entire video. Just giving us a lot to grind out with okay rewards and okay incentives in between, if that, and for stuff that's really not going to last long in our lineup. Again, like I've been saying, if I'm wrong or you guys feel I'm missing the point on something, let me know in the comment section below. Let's get a little interaction going. I want to hear your guys' thoughts because, again, this is one person's perspective on the year. I know like I said, I'm not the first person who's posted a YouTube video talking about these issues or what gripes I have with the game. But, you know, these are my specific viewpoints on the certain aspects of this game. Don't get me wrong, I love this game. Let me check here. I can pull it up. Let me move my camera a little bit. If you guys look in the bottom right corner, I have put 700 hours into this fucking game. This game has been out for 5 months. Let me do the math on that real quick. 701 hours. If you divide that by 24, that means I have spent 29 days worth of time. Damn near a whole month worth of time just playing this game alone. So I'm not out here saying I hate this game. That is not at all what this is me trying. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is there could be massive improvements on how content is being given to us and structured. I guess the content structure could be a lot better, and those were my points on how they are kind of falling short in my eyes. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think could be done to improve upon these and maybe make my points better and not as much of an issue. Let me know if you guys agree with what I kind of talked about. If you disagree with what I talked about, how so? Again, let's get a conversation going. I really would love to hear what you guys have to say. But that's gonna be it for the video right now. I'm gonna go record the pack opening with all those packs you saw right after this, and then hopefully when I come back from the weekend, I'll be able to grind out that Moonshot program. Maybe get some more videos up after the ones that I'm trying to get pre-recorded for you guys right now. But for now, this is going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. We're on the road to 1K subscribers. I would really appreciate it if you did. It would mean a lot to me. Been doing YouTube for a long time, maybe longer than you guys realize, and I feel this close to being able to hit that first big milestone of 1K subscribers. So you guys would be doing me a huge favor if you did that. Thank you guys so much for watching to this point in the video if you did, and this is Beast Ray 4 Gaming, signing out.